Jesus in the city.
It's Jesus in the city.
Dear friends, welcome to the program Jesus in the City, brought to you by Partners of Hearts and Arts Foundation, a community of like minds and professionals which essentially bring you thoughts and principles of truth. Listen attentively, and you can be part of the program via our contact portals. Sit back, relax, and be blessed.
Start with Jesus in the City. They'll be with me till 10:30 this very morning. Good morning, Mr. Nelson.
Good morning, Femi D. Glad to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Good morning, my dear friend.
Yeah, good morning, Femi D.
All right, let's start off the conversation this very lovely day. There's so much that one could talk about over and over again. Victor Mathias, we don't have much time to do recap today, but let's go back a little bit as regards what we talked about last week.
Okay, so last week we were here and we were talking about worship in suffering, and we made us understand that it's not realistic, so to say, but it's possible that we worship in suffering, and worship is a total submission of everything that we are to God. And if we acknowledge that He's the source and the foundation of all, then it's possible. Because suffering does not mean God has abandoned you. Suffering just simply means you are passing through a phase, and if you totally submit, you will understand. You eventually understand why, and then you will eventually get over.
All right, yes, that was the conversation last week, and yes, we talked about suffering and worshiping. One way to be able to do that and do it right. Okay, but before we do go on, let's lay out the information and contact addresses that people may want to contact Heart and Art organization.
Okay, so this program is brought to us by the Heart and Art Foundation, which is an international non-profit, non-governmental organization dedicated to the provision of relevant education that bridges the gap between the heart and the mind by promoting the gospel of Christ in everyday life. Heart and Art Foundation has some outreach programs that we undertake. One is the Imagine Managers program, which is a business training session for those who see business as missions. Another is the Socrates in the City, where tough questions affecting the heart and the mind are answered. And then the third is this program, Jesus in the City, which is the radio reach out program of the foundation. And remember, you can always connect with Heart and Art Foundation on lines which we're going to give very soon. So, let me just continue. I will give the WhatsApp lines where they're going to connect with us.
All right. Well, that's good enough, Victor. I'm sure people would get ready to take note of those numbers. So today, let's talk about, some questions that people often ask themselves in the dark, the ones that they ask another human being, and it's sometimes tough for the person to answer on behalf of God. One of those questions is, why should I come to God in my suffering since it cost it?
Fantastic question, Mr. Femi D. A lot of times, suffering just happens to us in the human experience, and someone said, just living in itself is suffering. However, we advise that we still come to God because it is God that gave life, and He's the one that is able to make sense of it. Just like 1,000 naira note, Femi D. If you give me 1,000 naira note and I mess it up and I rumple it and I even tear it, the 1,000 naira note is issued by Central Bank of Nigeria. If I take that rumpled, even cut, torn 1,000 naira note back to Central Bank of Nigeria, they can issue me a fresh one because the value is not lost despite what has happened to it. So we tell folks that no matter what you've experienced, no matter what that has happened to you, only God is in the best position to give meaning, to give value, and to help you to retain your essential worth. Now, it's good to understand that suffering affects not just the psyche, but in a way, even the spirit of a man. A man's spirit can be broken by the things they go through. And if we're not careful, we might respond by being distorted in our thinking, in our psyche. We might become a different kind of person that we were before the suffering. So going to God is the best bet. To say, God, I don't know what I'm experiencing, but you gave me life, you gave me purpose, you gave me value. I think despite the suffering, you can still bring out essential worth from it.
Okay, even though we have just about 5 minutes to go, but I'd still like you to touch on, is worship limited to only Christians, and then How come this experience, some people still experience this despite suffering?
Okay, worship is not limited only to Christians. And like the first speaker said, the first sign of worship is that we come to God. So I may not be a Christian at the moment, but the first act of worship is that I reach out to God. It is that process of reaching out to Him and interacting with Him that makes me a Christian. So I don't have to be a Christian to begin the process of reaching out to God, because Christ is available to us, and He didn't come for Christians, He came for everybody. So anywhere you are and you really need the person of Jesus Christ, who is the ultimate revelation of God the Father, you can begin that relationship today. We will call people that have that relationship Christians. So Christianity is not a tag for, you are not born into Christianity. Christianity is a relationship that I am like Christ, I'm a follower of Christ. So anyone can begin that journey. It's irrelevant where you're coming from. But what matters is that you've begun that relationship with Christ, and you are willing for Him to take your suffering and give meaning to it. Not just your suffering, your very life, and give meaning to it.
Now, Victor, you want to add some information to that?
Yeah, I want to give out the contact so that before the end of the program they can actually make their contribution. So you can actually connect with this program by actually on WhatsApp or by SMS by sending an SMS or WhatsApp message to the number 090-8762-8264. I'll just take one number because of the time. 090-8762-8264. SMS or WhatsApp, and we'll get to address your questions.
All right. So these are some of the things that there are to follow through. But still, just to reiterate, I mean, one of the concepts of the fellowship and heart and art is, to help people understand their fellowship with God. And as part of that fellowship with God, as we start to round off this conversation, what would you say to somebody who feels it's not just one crisis is going through, and he feels this is just too much? What is God doing? What would you say? Would you act, especially if they're not Christian, would you want to say something to them?
Okay, I would like to tell the story of Job. Job was the most righteous man on earth in his time. And he suffered so much that in his own case, he didn't blame anybody, he blamed God. To him, God was the cause of his problem. So he was like, God, you are mean. You are being harsh at me. I've done good, but I don't deserve this. Why am I going through this? God, you are mean. My being good doesn't count. Now, you don't have to be a Christian to say this. Anybody of different faith can say this. I might look at my good works and I say, no, I don't deserve what is happening to me. Now, that is a human experience, that is a human condition, and you might appear justified in your statement. But however, it's good to take a look at it from God's perspective. God gave us life, and God made this earth possible. And like we said in the very first session, God created a world where choice is possible. And God allowed it that way in His wisdom. And because of the availability of choice to every man, we had the fall of man. And that was what brought sin into this world. So our world is a world already marred by sin. Now every faith must address this issue of sin in the world. So sin has marred our world, and because sin has marred our world, suffering is possible. So the entirety of the human experience is a redemptive journey. It's a redemptive journey. We are all walking towards redemption. And one of the best ways to do that is still to come to Jesus Christ. Because it is only in Christ that we can find full redemption. So we'll say this, wherever you are, you're going through suffering, you lost it, and you're wondering, just remember this, there's a God, and He has reached out to you. Where is God in the midst of your suffering? He's on the cross. He's on the cross. Looking at you, telling you, come to me. So if that is your position right now, please pray this prayer with us. Lord Jesus, I know you came, I know you died for us, I know you made the ultimate sacrifice so that we all can be redeemed to God the Father. I want you to help me through this my process of suffering to come to God and to come to you, to begin this living and thriving relationship. We pray in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Thank you so much for being part of Jesus in the City. Victor, one more thing.
Okay, so remember, like I said, you can actually reach out with your questions, responses, and any other inquiry. And the number is 09087628264. The number again, 09087628264. And remember, this program is brought to you by Heart and Heart Foundation, which is an international non-profit NGO dedicated to the provision of relevant education that bridges the gap between the heart and the mind by promoting the gospel of Christ in everyday life. And you can also inquire about the Emerging Managers Program, Socrates in the City, and also listen to this program every Saturday from the 10 o'clock hour on this very station. So remember, like Mr. Nelson said, whatever it is you're going through, I met someone during the week who told me a lot about what he's going through, having been abroad and then coming back and things not working. But I bet to tell you that whatever it is you're going through, you can actually get through, and that is why we bring hope on this program, and that is why the program Jesus in the City come your way. So until we come your way, same time, same station. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you to you, Nelson and Victor. God bless your week.
Thank you, Femi D. Have a great week ahead.
Jesus in the city.
It's Jesus in the city.
This is hoping that you have been blessed by the program Jesus in the City, brought to you by partners of Heart and Art Foundation. To receive materials on the subject discussed today, visit our website on www.heartandart.org. For your questions, responses, prayer, or to be part of this project, call or WhatsApp us on this number.
0908 182 1702.
You can also email us on
mail@heartandart.org.
Till we come your way, same time, same station, next week. Do have a victorious and successful week ahead.